Hello and welcome to my work and finance class. Today's topic is increase income. I appreciate your attending. My name is Andrea and I'll be guiding you through today's class. So I'm always curious where you're calling in from. Please let me know in the comments below. It just helps me to get an idea of how our community is growing throughout the world. And I appreciate your sharing. So a little bit about me. I'm calling in from the East Coast of the United States in Maryland, and I'm a wife and mother of 4. Now each day, my family and we live with 12 healthy habits in order to enjoy a better quality of life, but also to support the success of all that Yahweh has called us to do. And because these habits have been so transformative to our lives, I share guidance on both how to implement and stick with each healthy habit so that we can all live truly thriving lives together. So I'll share more about the other videos, workbooks, classes, and support groups that I offer throughout the week. But for now, I want to go ahead and jump right into today's class. Our goal today is to plan ways to increase your income so that you can build wealth more easily. So please, when you can, get a pencil, some paper, and a calculator. While we're together today, we'll discuss creative ways to increase your income, ensure that our plans don't come with a hidden cost, and we'll also create wealth increasing goals and timelines. All right, we're going to start with those wealth increasing goals. So first, let's set up your paper. Draw a vertical line down the center and a horizontal line across the center. So you're going to have 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the top left quadrant, write wealth increase goals. Wealth increase goals. On the top right quadrant, write avoid these. Avoid these. On the bottom left quadrant, write consider these. Consider these. And on the bottom right quadrant, write try this month. Try this month. So now let's consider our wealth increasing goals. It's important to know how much you want and how much time you are willing to spend to get what you want. That way you know if it's actually worth your while. Write these sentences in your wealth increase goals quadrant and leave the blanks empty for now. So write down, I'm comfortable working blank more hours each day. I'm comfortable working blank more hours each day. And then keep going by writing blank days of a week. So it's just going to look like I'm comfortable working blank more hours each day, blank days a week. Now write I aim to earn. Again, that's I aim to earn. Now under that write blank more this year. Then write blank more each month. Blank more each week. Blank more each day. And then blank more each hour. So under your I aim to earn list, we're going to start filling those in. First, we're going to start with the weekly goal, which could be like $5 more each week or $500 more each week. Then we can use that in order to get the other pieces of information. So we can multiply our weekly goal times 4 to get our monthly goal. Then we can multiply that same weekly goal times 52 to get our yearly goal. There's 52 weeks in a year. And then we can divide that weekly goal by the number of days that you want to work each week. So say you want to work 5 days a week, just divide that weekly goal by 5. Now divide your weekly goal by the number of hours that you want to work. And divide your weekly goal by the number of hours that you want to work each week. So be sure to fill in all the blanks that we wrote before and the sentence before. So it's time to get creative and find that side hustle that fits your needs. Here are some creative ways to help you get there, to help you increase your income. So if you hear a tip that you think can help you meet your wealth increase goals, then add it to your consider this list, that quadrant that says consider this. And I'll be sure to share the negatives of each one too. So if the negatives would make that undesirable to you, then add that to your avoid these list. Avoid these lists. All right, so there's delivery. There are variations of deliveries. There's pizza delivery, there's Uber and Lyft, everybody knows. There's Grubhub, and there is scooter recharge, and there is RV transport. You could also do like moving and hauling to deliver things for companies, for businesses. Is a little bit more of like a bigger ticket items. The income potential for this depends on which app you're using or which service you're working for. But obviously, the bigger ticket items that you move, the more you're probably going to be paid for it. And especially if you have something like a car or a truck or something that you can buy or rent or whatnot, that can also help to raise that amount as well. And with RV transports, those are actually very lucrative. Those can be about $1 a mile. So if you're driving 1,000 miles to drop off someone's RV, well, then you just got $1,000. So the hours for delivery jobs are usually going to be very irregular. You're basically just waiting for someone to need a delivery, and it's kind of like a hurry up and wait type of situation. So the hidden costs are the mileage and the wear and tear on any leased vehicles or your personal vehicle. And if the delivery service requires you to be in your car for the majority of the day, that can also be a wear and tear on your body. I know you're not moving much, but it's not great for our bodies to be sedentary for long periods of time. All right, then there's investing. There are different variations on investing. So you can go old school and invest in the stock market. You can go new school and invest in Bitcoin. You can do sports bets. If you're into sports, start betting on sports. So the income potential for investing, it varies, but it is something that takes, that usually the investments have to grow over time. The hours to expect really just depend on how much research you need to do in order to make a good investment. And the hidden cost for this one is that there's usually more hours than you think that you'd have to do for research. You also risk losing everything if you're not careful and if you don't set an amount that's a minimum amount that you don't want to go below. Gambling can be a problem, so we don't want to get addicted. Then there's online work. There are different variations for online work. Some people will do surveys for a few dollars for each survey. There's Fiverr, where you can earn a few dollars helping somebody with something that they need virtually. You could read for an audiobook to be the narrator for an audiobook. They're selling digital products that can help other people out. As far as income potential, there is a high earning potential for online work, but it is commensurate to how many people you're able to reach and able to help. As far as the hours to expect, there are a lot of upfront hours that would need to be invested in order to make sure that you are able to get yourself out there. For things like selling digital products, though, once those are complete, there's very little time investment necessary after that, especially if you set it up to be automated where a person can just purchase from your page and then just have the stuff just emailed directly to them digitally. Either way, you'll want to make sure that you take into account how much time is needed to ensure that your online services and products are easily found by the people that you hope to help. And the hidden cost, there's not really much hidden cost for online work except for the fact that you might need to invest in a few professional applications in order to provide professional items. Now that you have a few ideas under your Consider These quadrant, circle the ideas that you'd like to try and add them to your Try This Month list. Whatever you try, make sure that it will make a significant increase so that it's worth the effort. Make sure that it will fulfill your wealth increase goals. And if you have the time or the energy, you can do 2 things to double your earning potential. The Bible says to invest in 7 ventures, yes, 8, because you don't know which one will succeed, whether this one or that. Make sure to set a start goal, and I encourage you to aim to set up and be ready by this time next week. Now, I know that's a pretty fast turnaround time, but remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be done. Important. It's really important to designate why and when you will stop. So under what circumstances will you stop moving towards this side hustle? Is it going to be if you don't earn as much as you hoped? Is it going to be after 1 month if things aren't really moving? Is it after you've hit your savings goal? Will it be if and when you ever dread doing that thing? This is to prevent yourself from staying too long in a low profit money making venture. And I suggest setting an alarm that'll go off each week that says, is this venture meeting your goals? And if it turns out to be unprofitable, it's never a fail. It's always an opportunity to filter out the conflicts and get closer to exactly what will work for you. So you may have noticed that I said earlier that my family and I, we live with 12 healthy habits in order to enjoy a better quality of life. So then, work and finance is just one of the 12. We embrace all these healthy habits so that there will be less bad habits to sabotage our efforts to obey God and more good habits to support our success as we live to do all that Yahweh called us to do. For work and finance, as well as for all the other 12 healthy habits, I offer guidance via workbooks and videos and support groups and classes to help you both implement and stick with each habit. So if you could use more guidance with this or any of the other 12 healthy habits, I'm here to guide you, and you can find more information and details on my website, which is trulythrivinglives.org. All right, so I'd love to know, how did you enjoy today's class and what questions do you have for me? You can let me know in the comments below, or if you'd like, you can save your questions for support group or for coaching. Either way, I look forward to supporting you along your journey. All right, I appreciate your attending, and I hope you have a blessed day.